All right, you guys. Today we are here to learn how to get free leads. Everybody wants that, right? Raise your
Yes.
hand, right? Everybody wants to learn how to get free leads, to not have to pay for them yourself. All right. Um, Rachel and Dalton are friends of mine. We are actually in the same mastermind group. And when they put this program together, I was like, that is amazing. You have to tell my people how to do what you're doing. So Rachel, Dalton, I don't know who's gonna talk first. Whatever you guys, tell us all about you, who you are, where you are, how you came up with this, what you're doing. We want to know it all.
All right. Well, I'm Rachel. This is Dalton. Can everybody hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm having a little bit of mic issues today, but I think we're good. So I'm Rachel. This is Dalton. We own two different companies. One is a marketing agency and one is a real estate investing business. So we kind of are on both sides of the spectrum. And I think that we kind of have a unique advantage with our marketing background, bringing that into the real estate investing side of things. Um, we came up with this through like a mishmash of so many different people that we follow and work with that have kind of had their own version of this. Between Russell Brunson, our mentor, even my dad, he's had some things that kind of like fit into this. But we never really saw it come to fruition. It was just always sort of an idea. So we really wanted to make it a solid, concrete idea. So we kind of sat down, really figured out how to make this work and how to bring it to life. And not only do we use it in our marketing business, we also use it to generate real estate investing leads. So it can work for many different things. I've heard you guys say that you're small business owners, that you're realtors, that you're real estate investors. We are too. So it can work for all different, walks of life. What we're going to be talking today about is going to be a lot to do with realtors, agents, brokers. But if you are something different than that, just kind of tweak that in your brain and just know that it's going to work for you. And Dalton, I don't know if you want to say anything as well.
Yeah, so we're actually located in Montana, so this is the state that has more cows than people, so you got to come up with some creative ways to get lead generation and hopefully with what we share today resonates with you and we appreciate any and all feedback from you guys. So,
I
thank you
hope
for
you
coming.
get some cheap beef.
That's right.
Right. You would think it is, but it's not quite cheap.
All right. So Rachel, tell us all about it. Tell us what you're doing, and how it works for our agents and lenders and investors.
Yeah, absolutely. I will go ahead and share my screen and get this going for you guys. Okay, so I just want to start this off with a question that I love to ask everybody when we're talking about this. If you could send out postcards with your brand on them completely free, how many would you send? And I want you guys to put in the chat.
Let's see, infinite,
Yeah.
5,000 plus millions, all of them. Those are great answers.
Okay, good. You guys are on the right track. Yes. I love those big numbers, unlimited, infinite billions. Perfect. Perfect answers. Okay, so I think a lot of realtors, agents, brokers, investors, they want to jump right to the closings. Of course, that's what it's all about. So we want to make sure that we're getting to the closings, but I think a lot of people forget about what comes first, and that's visibility and then credibility. So you have to get yourself in front of them. They have to know who you are, they have to trust you, and then they're going to want to work with you. So, of course, we're always thinking about how can we close the deal? How can we make money? But there are a few steps that come before that. Okay, so a little bit about us. So we already kind of told you guys that we own a marketing agency and a real estate investing business. So when we moved to Missoula, Montana and started our business, we were brand new in town. We did not have any connections. We did not have a network of people that we could work closely with that trusted us. So we knew that we were starting from ground zero and we really had to figure out how to get our name out there that was a little bit quicker than just working your way through every BNI group and chamber event. So we decided to install this into both of our businesses to get our name out there quicker, to get them out in front of many people in town, and to do it for $0 because we didn't have big budgets just starting out. So that's a little bit about how we kind of brought it into both of those businesses. We'll continue to kind of talk about that as we go, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction again. So the biggest problem is that you're invisible. And while that might not be completely true, it might be a little bit true, especially in the real estate world. It's very competitive and everybody is competing for that top spot. Social media shows your post to maybe 2% of your followers. And I think a lot of people are surprised to hear that. And you think that if you have 1,000 friends on Facebook and you make a post, every single one of them is going to see that, but that's not true. And we all know that paid ads drain your budget really fast. Cold outreach is horrible. I mean, who likes to cold call these days, especially when us marketers are picking up the phone calling everybody? So your competitors are doing this same exact thing. So you guys need to think outside the box and think how you can do something a little bit different without having to spend thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to do it. Okay, so I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about our client in Orlando, Florida. He faced the common hurdle that people didn't know who he was. He would contact homeowners wanting to list their house, and they would just say, "I've never heard of you." So he used this postcard strategy. Within the first 2 weeks, his card was fully sponsored, so he had all the businesses on it, paying for it. He was free. And now 2,500 branded postcards are reaching his ideal neighborhood, and he's already working on a second one.
Yeah.
Not only that, it also led to other collaborations. So the roofing company that participated in his postcard, he is actually sponsoring a brewery networking event for realtors, with our client being the face of it because he really loved what he was doing with these shared postcards. And it really landed him a lot of ways to kind of get himself out in front of people.
Yeah, and it really helped with just past the postcard, creating relationships and helping one another. It's not always about the money at the end. It's helping others, creating those relationships where you're going to get great referrals out of it. You're going to have great sponsorships. You're going to be able to get your foot in the door to meet new people. And you never know what the right connection and how much money and relationships that can bring you.
Yes, absolutely. It's all about relationships and connections. And if you make a connection with somebody that already has that credibility established, then you, by association, are within that circle of trust. So not only are you getting free advertising, you are connecting with your community, meeting other business owners, meeting other people doing the same thing that you're doing. You might share the same customer and then they give you a recommendation. So I know we haven't gotten into exactly how to do this yet. We just kind of wanted to lay a bit of like background information and things like that. So we're going to get into it a little bit more. We just want to tell you guys about the power of this. Okay, so we all know that the digital world is a battlefield. You're fighting for first place. You're fighting for the attention span. Everybody knows that the attention span with TikTok, Facebook, YouTube is like zero these days. So you might have an ad out there on Facebook and people are scrolling, 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 and then you're gone. So you might have just paid all this money to just get scrolled on by. And you're not going to know like where your leads are coming from because it could just get lost into the void. The physical mailbox, it is right there in their hands. It's going to homes, which is what you guys are mostly dealing with if you're a realtor, agent, broker. What you want to do business with is their home. And this is a postcard that's going directly to their mailbox in their home where they live. And there is only like 3 different times where somebody's not on their phone: sleeping, showering, and looking at their mail. So this is a really good way to get them to put their phone down and take a look at your face. This is the big belief that I want you guys to say in your heads, and you can drop it in the chat if you want to, because I just want to reiterate this to you guys. If I can get consistent visibility in the exact neighborhoods I want for free, then leads and listings will follow. And this couldn't be more true. When you have a marketing budget of basically infinite, that means that you can get in front of as many people as you want, as many times as you want. So if you can get that consistent visibility Everything else is going to come with it. This is a postcard that an agent did actually here in Bozeman, Montana. That's about 4 hours from where we're at. So you see he's got a nice big spot for himself in the top left. It's the first thing that you see.
Mhm.
And then all these other businesses, he had sponsor the card. So he charged them to be on the card. He organized it. He put the ad designs together and mailed them out. He's done multiple of these going to Bozeman, and Bozeman is a very, very affluent area. He's a new realtor. He does not have a big budget. He's not very well known. And now he's starting to get calls. Now he's starting to get seen because he's putting out these postcards for free. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of what some of the postcards that we put out look like so you can get a good visual. Okay.
That's the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what community cards are. So it's co-op marketing. Local businesses share the cost of a high quality postcard sent to homeowners. You get free exposure because you're the one organizing the card. When you are in charge of the organization of the card, you get to decide what you want to decide, how much to charge people if you get yours free, which you should. That's what we're teaching you here. And then everybody wins. So if you guys know anything about direct mail, you know that these postcards cost thousands of dollars to send out on your own. And when you're talking ad design on top of it, postage, you are looking at probably $3,000 to $4,000 to send a postcard of this size. And when you're doing a shared mailer like this, you're really only charging $150 to $250 per spot. So the businesses are super appreciative and they know the value of this. So they're excited to pay that much money instead of dreading it. And I think I need my tech guy. Can you get my presentation back? Thank you. Okay, so understanding indirect marketing, because these postcards are a form of indirect marketing. Think billboards, bus stop ads, radio ads. It's not something that is meant to get mailed and instantly get a response. It's meant to get your face in front of the same people, your ideal customer, over and over again. So when you're approaching these businesses about this, just let them know that this is about getting your name out there and getting in front of customers for a very low cost. And when you kind of explain it like that, they're going to understand it. So I think a lot of people get a little bit confused when it comes to marketing. They think that it's supposed to just be immediate ROI in their pocket. And if that was the case, I think that people would be dumping all of their money into marketing. But forms of marketing like this, businesses will spend tens of thousands of dollars on every month because it's just as important as the form of marketing that gets you a response. So again, this is just a way for you to be able to get your name in front of people at zero cost to you when other businesses are spending in thousands. Okay, so just a little bit about the numbers to break it down for you guys. Each postcard mailing goes to 2,500 homes, and you get to pick the neighborhood because you're organizing the card. That means that you can select the neighborhoods that you've always wanted to sell houses in, or maybe you're popular in that area and you want to keep expanding in that area. And then you get up to 16 local businesses to purchase spots on the card and share it with you. And again, your investment is $0. You're spending a little bit of time to put this together. And I think it really comes down to, do you have time or do you have really deep pockets? And a lot of times people are saying that they have more time than they have deep pockets. So this is a really good way to be able to not have to go into your wallet and still reach a really good amount of homes. Okay, so I want you guys to picture this. Picture it's 90 days from now, and you walk into a local coffee shop, and somebody goes, "Hey, I've seen you. You're the agent on that neighborhood card." So now you're getting recognized in the town. Your phone is ringing. You're having conversations with people who have seen your face, and they're recommending you to people that they know. Not only do they live in a home that they potentially want to sell or they want to buy a new home one day, they also know people who are in the same situation. So it's just going to create a spider web of you leaking out into the community. The more that you can do it, the more that it's going to benefit you. So I'm just curious if you guys can picture 90 days from now getting recognized all over town. How do you think that would feel? Drop it in the chat. Scary. Scary in a good way, I hope, John. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Good, John.
No, for sure.
Okay, so I think one of the biggest things that we hear when we're kind of sharing this idea with people is that I don't know 16 businesses. They're not well known in their community. They might not know a lot of business owners or other people that might be interested on being on these cards. But I just want to tell you that most agents dramatically underestimate how many local business owners would love affordable, targeted exposure to homeowners. When I tell you how much these postcards cost, I'm not kidding. It is thousands of dollars. So if you call them as a local realtor in your area with an offer for $150, $250 to reach 2,500 people, that could be potential customers for them, they're going to thank you. They might even jump up and down because most businesses don't do direct mail because of the cost. They are afraid that if they do one big marketing push, spend their whole marketing budget for the quarter or maybe even the year, that they're going to lose out. They're not going to get the response that they really need to make that work. So if you give them this offer, they're going to be really happy that you brought them this opportunity. So it's quite easy to get people to want to participate in this just by reaching out via email. You can call if you want to, but we're not big on cold calling, so we're not going to tell you guys to do that. Even Facebook messages, make some posts on Facebook. There's a lot of different ways that you can kind of go about that. We'll get into that a little bit more, and of course, we go into that more in our community, but there are many different ways that you guys can get people on
Yeah, and
board.
to really put this into perspective, of you're probably already networking. You probably already visit a lot of local stores like a gym and or maybe a coffee shop. You're already in a position that you're in the community and you have a chance to talk to these business owners and see if there'd be something they'd be interested in getting local visibility as well. You're really positioning yourself as creating a bond and like, hey, let's team up and let's dominate this specific neighborhood together where we are basically owning the whole market when anybody wants a cup of coffee or needs a realtor, then you are the go-to person because you're the first person they can think of. And besides having, the social media visibility with this, like say they close their phone, the social media aspect is gone. But now they've got your card, like they have to go through all this trouble just to throw it away. And it's a huge card, so it's not like they have to fold it up and put it in the trash. It's not like they can just go over and kind of just toss it like a regular piece of mail. Like it sticks out.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Dalton. This is what the card looks like. This is how big it is. So it's much, much bigger than anything else
Yeah.
that people are receiving in the mailbox.
Yeah.
So
It was big in your head when you held it
it
up.
was really bigger than my head. It covered my head. So yeah, they really have to punch it in the trash can if they want to get rid of it. So a lot of people get like those little 4x6 mailers. This is a coupon focused card, a little bit of branding in there as well. And so when people get this, they realize like, hey, there might be something on there that I need. And let's say they need the dentist that's on there, so they throw it up on their fridge. Well, you sit on the fridge there with them as well. So they're going to be looking at your face every day when they go get their snack. So,
Yeah.
and then they're like, I need to sell this house. Who am I going to call? So,
In the chat, what size is the card? It's actually we're getting ready to cover it on the next slide, next
yeah.
few slides, and
hmm I wanted to touch on what Robert was saying. He said, as an investor, my target market is distressed homeowners, kind of different than what agents are looking for, though I do use agents to get ARV and comps. Robert, that's exactly what we do as well. And we use this. We have another postcard. We can share it with you guys later. We don't have it on hand, but we use this to find distressed homeowners and distressed homes. So we put our ad on there to kind of market to those people. And so you're right, it is a little bit different than what agents are looking for. But it still works. You just have to pick different neighborhoods. But I'm glad that you brought that up, Robert, because that's exactly what we do. Okay. Objection number two, I'm not a designer. I saw a few things in the chat as well, that it kind of ties into this. So you don't have to be a designer. Within our community, we actually share templates where you just plug and play. So you exchange the information for the businesses that are participating. All you have to do is switch it out. If you can edit text, you can edit these templates. It's super simple. And then within the community, we offer ongoing support. So if you're struggling with a design, struggling with getting it set up, that's something that we can help with. Objection three, I'm not good at selling. The first thing that I want to say is the good news is if you can sell a house, you can sell these postcards. So you guys are all here, you've all sold homes, so I know that you can sell spots on these postcards. But the good thing is that you're not really selling, you're inviting. You're inviting these business owners to hop on a community card with you and share the marketing costs. So it's really like a buddy system. It's not necessarily like you're the marketer trying to sell them a spot on this postcard. It's just a friendly community postcard get together. And it really leads to a win-win partnership. You organize the postcard, you spend your time and effort getting the businesses together. You get your postcard for free. Everybody else shares it at a fraction of the cost of what it would actually cost them to mail these out. Okay, so it's a really simple 5-step process. So you just have to choose your neighborhood, whether that's a neighborhood that you haven't tapped into yet that you really want to, somewhere where you've done a few homes and you want to do more, whatever fits you, you choose that neighborhood and then you go find 16 businesses. And then once you've got the 16 businesses together, you complete the designs and mail those out. Most printers handle the mailing part too. So I know some people will get the postcards mailed to their home and then you can bring them to the post office. But let's be honest, nobody wants to do that. So make sure you find a printer that can handle the fulfillment for you and your life will be so much easier. That means that you send your design to the printer, they print the postcards, they mail them to your local post office, and then from there, the carriers distribute them to where they need to go. So you never actually touch these postcards, which is the really nice thing.
Yeah.
And then step 4, repeat monthly, at least once a month. You don't have to, of course, but if you really want to get your name out there, make sure you're doing at least one a month, and then you're going to become well known in your area.
Andy said, did you say 16 sponsors? Yeah, it can be up to 16 sponsors. It's really how you lay out the card. And then I'll go ahead and just disclose like the size of the card. This is 6.5 by 12 inches. So you can actually sell like a huge spot to somebody. You can sell individuals. Some business owners don't have a giant marketing budget. So you're really tailoring to what they can afford so that they can hop in on the direct mail train. You may think it sounds overwhelming to find 16 people, but it's not that bad. You just keep talking to people. This is a numbers game. It's the same with anything else in any other market you play. Just getting connected with your local community and other business owners, and it'll fill up fast, and you can know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the average price to charge?
So for these, Maurice, we charge anywhere from $150 to $250, depending on your market. We are located in Montana, where it is a very small, old school type of market where they really refer more on word of mouth referrals versus spending money on marketing. So even here in that kind of realm of marketing, at $150, these spots fly off the shelves. So it's such a low cost that it's really easy to find people on board.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is 2 kinds of agents, and I want you guys to think as I read these out, which one are you? Okay, so keeps doing the same things, feels invisible to their market, fights online noise constantly, waits on luck and hopes, wonders where the next deal is coming from. Or are you agent number 2, who takes control of visibility, becomes the recognized local name, builds predictable pipelines, gets free exposure monthly, and clients come to them first? So drop in the chat if you're agent 1, or drop in the chat if you're ready to become agent number 2.
Ready for 2.
Ready for 2. I love
John
it.
does
2.
like 2. Alicia says 2. John, smiley face.
Ready. Okay, awesome. Yes. One looks sad. He is sad. He's so
Yes,
sad.
thank you for dropping the sad face on the photo as well. Really encompass.
Yes, you don't want to be sad agent number one. Okay, so we've established what agents you guys are. I think everybody here is ready to be agent number two, and I am with you. I think that everybody here is ready. Ashley, the card size is 6.5 by 12 inches. There are plenty of other sizes that you can do as well. Doesn't have to be, but this is the method that we have found that works really well for the ad design and the number of businesses versus the cost. So 6.5 by 12. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our membership. I've seen some questions in the chat that might be answered a little bit in here. So in our membership, you get done for you scripts, which that means word for word templates. It's what we have used, it's what we have tested, and we know what works. No pushy sales templates, nothing like that. It's really friendly business to business, um, like a community type focus scripts. So you don't have to be a pushy salesman to get these filled. Of course, done for you design templates like we were talking about. You don't have to be an expert designer. If you can plug in some information and attach a logo, then you're good to go. You get the entire end-to-end process. So we teach the entire process from start to finish, to where to find the neighborhoods, how to select your routes, how to find a printer that can print these for you, templates, of course, how to reach out, methods of reaching out. And then we also offer video walkthroughs. So there's many different hacks that we have found that are really, really helpful, that kind of cut down on time or improve quality. We've got video walkthroughs on that. And then we do monthly group calls. We actually just did one yesterday, had a really good turnout. And Dalton and I get super fired up on those calls because we love when everybody hops in there, they're telling us their successes, we're helping them work out their challenges. People even share like what's worked for them, and they share it to the group. So those are always really, really fun. Those are live once a month with me and Dalton. And then of course, access to our private community. So that's where all the rest of the members who are doing this exact strategy for their business or brokerage or whatever it is, they are using these postcards to grow their business. Like we talked about the Realtor in Orlando. So you get to connect with those members, share your challenges, share your wins, and kind of like collaborate on everything. And Dalton and I are in there as well.
Yeah, and I know Rachel kind of went over the printer, maybe finding your own. We have a printer that we are happy to let you use. He is super great, very communicative. So if that's something, and he also does a done for you, so you can have everything after it's designed, handled, where it gets to the post office, all that good stuff. So don't feel like it's going to be a journey where you have to go find somebody to do fulfillment for you either.
Yeah, it's very simple. Okay, so we want to give you guys a special offer. So we'll take you kind of through what's included. So you will get the plug and play design templates, proven scripts that we know work, and you actually get 2 months free. You'll get a one-on-one call with us, and we will help you map out your attack strategy, help you narrow down your neighborhoods, find the routes to mail to, and really get you a plan together where you can hit the ground running and get this card filled and start rolling on this. And then of course that comes with access to the private community and our monthly group calls. So total, this would cost you $1,483. Dalton is going to drop in the chat here a link for you guys that will take you to that offer.
Did not pop up.
Okay, well, he'll go grab that.
Let's go ahead to the next screen.
Okay. Okay, so we are offering this at $290 for the yearly membership. This offer is good until midnight tonight. We would love to see you guys hop in there, and we would love to have a call with you so that we can really help you map this out and get a head start where you can hit the ground running. So that is the biggest bonus here, the 2 months free and getting a call with Dalton and myself, who have done this many, many times in many different areas. We would love to offer you guys our expert knowledge and be able to kind of help you map this out for you.
Dalton, I dropped the link in the chat.
Hey Debbie, can I put another one? We changed the ID on that one, so.
Sure.
I go ahead. If you guys can use the link that I sent in here, that would be great.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so your next steps. Right now, I want you guys to click the link and secure your yearly membership with 2 free months and the bonus call with Dalton and myself. And then this week, we will jump on the strategy call with you so we can map out your attack plan.
Mhm.
The next 2 to 3 weeks will look like you guys using the scripts and templates to fill your first card. And then 30 days from now, your first postcard hits mailboxes and your visibility transformation begins. 90 days from now, if you do this consistently, you'll be the most recognized agent in your neighborhood with inbound leads calling you. But you don't stop there, you keep going. Since this is free, you're not going to stop after 90 days, right? I didn't think so. So, that is kind of what our plan of attack would be for you guys. Within 90 days, we want you to be recognized in your neighborhood. So we want you to stop being invisible and start being inevitable, where no matter what, you are the face of your neighborhood and your community where everybody knows you. And I think everybody can attest to billboards when realtors or businesses have those billboards up in town, everybody recognizes them, everybody knows them. I can name off 5 that I can think of right now in our town. And this is just a way for you to deliver it straight to their mailbox instead of being up on the highway. And this is completely free. So now we just want to open up the floor to you guys for any questions. I know we've kind of been in the chat a little bit with some questions, answering some questions, but if you guys have any more, we would love to give you the opportunity to ask us.
Rachel, there's one right there now that from Alicia that says, do you have an example of your cash offer / investor postcard? I'm curious what that would look like. I see how this card can work for a realtor. Investor is a different target market.
Yes, we do. And unfortunately, we don't have that with us right now. But what I can do is maybe we can email that out, Debbie, or something. It's just a bright yellow ad, and it says we buy houses with your city, and then just kind of breaks down no realtor fees, no commissions, cash offer, things like that. But it's really simple. It's a black and yellow ad with big bold letters on top. And that's the one that we've used every time, and we have gotten good results with it. Alicia, I'm sorry that we don't have that to show you, but I would love to make sure we get you an example somehow.
Yep.
And somebody asked for the replay of the video. It will be up on our YouTube channel by Saturday, I'm going to guess. My VA will have a little bit of editing to do since I forgot to not record in the beginning when we were just chit-chatting. But I just dropped the link to our YouTube channel in there so that you can subscribe and see not only this training, but all the other trainings that we've done. And so, you guys, first thing I want you to realize is that Rachel and Dalton have just laid out the plan for how you can do this for free. Whether you join their community or not, you can do everything that they're talking about for free. They told you how big the postcard is. They told you what kind of printer to look for. They told you, to look for the market that you want to sell houses in or buy houses in or whatever you're doing. They've really kind of given you the way to do this. By joining their community, what you're going to get is all the shortcuts that they have worked so hard to create, right? They've been doing this themselves for quite some time now. And so they know all the pitfalls that they had, how they did things wrong. They have a printer that is tried, true, and tested that they're willing to share with you. They're all of that information, the templates for the cards, so you don't have to create them yourselves. All of those different things you're going to get by joining their community for $29 a month, $290 a year. How many houses do you have to buy or sell to cover $290 a year? Like, if you sold one house in like 10 or 15 years, that would cover the cost of the membership, right?
Great
So,
point, Debbie.
So don't look at the nickels and dimes. And if you don't want to spend anything, they just gave you all the tools. They
Mhm.
told you exactly how to do it. All the membership is doing is giving you the templates, the scripts, all that stuff so that you don't have to try and recreate it yourself. One thing that someone asked about, how do you find the businesses and stuff, and what Rachel and Dalton said is true. I mean, I used to own a window covering business before I was in real estate, and if you had come to me with $150 offer, I would have been all over that. But the other thing that you can do is, talk to your lender, talk to your home inspector, talk to your roof repair person. You have all these people that you recommend anyways. And then ask the businesses who are participating who they know, because business owners know business owners. And if they can get in on such an inexpensive way to market, they're going to want to share it with all of their friends who are business owners. So
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Debbie. That was kind of a really good recap. She's right. Businesses are always looking for ways to save money and get their name out there. Everybody knows that marketing is so, so expensive. It is crazy. We're marketers. We know what these services can cost. So when you're coming at it with a community approach, when you're already existing within the community as a realtor, an investor, a small business owner, you guys actually have an advantage over Dalton and myself as the marketers, because, we're reaching out to these businesses saying, hey, do you want to be on this postcard? We're the big bad marketers. People think that, oh, we're just trying to take their money and get us to, or get them to buy our stuff. We have seen people succeed even more than we have when it's coming from just another person in the community as a realtor, a small business owner, because then it's just like a community thing. They're trying to help out the next business. They're trying to help out the next realtor, whatever that looks like. So you guys would be right off the bat in a really, really good position.
Let's see.
so what is the cost of mail and the cost of print?
So what we do through our printer, the cost to mail is $1,262. So you just have to make sure you get that covered. For example, we charge $150 per spot on these postcards. So that means we pocket about $1,100, which is another piece of this that we didn't even discuss here. So you guys can actually profit off of this as well. So if you're a new realtor just getting started, struggling to kind of get your name out there, this is a great income source for the meantime until you get that first closing or your second closing.
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, Rachel. They're going to pay you $29 a month, and you're going to show them how to send one postcard a month and earn $1,100 a month.
That's
Yes.
correct. Yep.
Oh,
Did you guys hear that? Okay, so it truly is free. Not only is it free, it's money making. So, like, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renee, it is awesome. And I'm just thinking about all of the people right there. Renee's really into the horse community, and she likes those equine properties, and like get your horseshoer on it, get the guy that does the horse teeth, like get all those people on it that are part of your community. You just really have to think of it about the way you do business and work with those people. Yeah, see, Renee, love it.
Renee, your brain's already going. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that that got brought up, because that is, some people use this as kind of a side hustle strategy. Some people just care about getting the free advertising. Some people care about both. So if you care about both, make sure you make a profit on these cards. If you don't care about making a profit and you just want to get your name out there, you can lower the price where you just break even and you just get the cost of printing covered. But the magical thing is that you can make money with it too.
Yeah. We had somebody ask Ashley, so 17 businesses on one card. So the way this is templated out, each square is considered one business. So if you think about this as a full layout, you can have 8 squares on one side and then have another 8 on the other. So 16 total. Now, if you talk to big spenders like this window cleaner that we talked to, a dentist, they'll buy more than one square.
Mhm.
So it's up to 16. But if you're giving yourself a free spot, you can give yourself a free spot like this, and you're still going to make a little bit of money by sponsoring the rest to other businesses.
Mhm.
So like you can still have a big face like for your branding on the postcard and still make a little bit of money. It's truly up to what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Okay, would it be $150 per month for each business or $150 per year? So
It's
I
per mailing. Yes. Yep, per mailing. So Allie, if you're doing these monthly, which is a really good strategy if you don't want to have to fill these month after month after month, just set them up on a recurring subscription for $150 per month and you're set. And then you don't have to spend the time getting new businesses together. So Allie, you brought up a really good point. It's $150 per mailing, and you can set them up on a recurring subscription and just kind of manage it for everybody there.
Yeah, and if I were to doing that, I would take my postcard and rearrange the businesses so that they're in a different order so it doesn't look like the same card. The
Yep.
same businesses are on there, but and then maybe if you want to do an annual thing, have one business be the featured business and get a little bit bigger spot. So you get you rotate through who gets the featured spot this month. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Maurice, I will answer your question, but before I lose this thought, I did want to let you guys know that a big selling point to these businesses is that you don't allow competitors on the same card. So I know with a Valpak, with those like local magazines, you'll flip through there's 6 plumbers, 2 HVAC guys, and it's just like whatever one you get to first. But with these cards, you don't have to do this, of course, but I highly, highly recommend it because it's a big selling point. You guys as realtors know how competition is. You wouldn't want to be next to another realtor. So that's something that you can let these business owners know. Hey, you would be the only window cleaner. You would be the only auto repair guy. So I wanted to make sure that we touched on that. And then Maurice, the mailing list that's another really cool part. You don't have to buy a list. You don't have to curate a list. It's through the United States Postal Service. It's called EDDM, and that stands for Every Door Direct Mail. You go on there, you enter your zip code, and then you can select the specific routes that you want to mail to. So super simple, very easy to do.
And who does the mailing? They're asking.
So that would be the printer. It can be you. That's not something that we encourage because we're all about your time is precious. And if you want to mail them yourself, you're going to spend a lot of time. There's a lot of requirements that you have to do, like bundling them, and you have to put facing slips for the post office requirements. Of course, you can do that if you want to make more money on these, but that's not the route that we go. So that's not what we teach. But you find a printer that can do full service fulfillment through EDDM. So they will print the cards, they will bundle the cards per post office requirements, put the facing slips, mail them to your local post office, and then from there, the post office mails them out. So you don't ever have to touch them.
Yep.
Hell
Alicia
yeah,
asked,
nigga. We finna be rich, nigga. We finna get rich, nigga. Let's go, nigga.
love that, love that. Elisa did ask, what do you mean by 2 months free? And so Alicia, she's talking about the monthly subscription for their community. They charge $29 per month. And if you do the annual at $290, you're actually only paying for 10 months. So you're getting 2 months free. So that's what she was talking about there.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah. Okay, I told everybody how to get a copy of the video. I think we've gotten all the questions answered. Is there anybody else? Oh, health and wellness business? Yes. You can definitely do health and wellness. You can do any business that wants more customers.
Yeah, you can even do like local events. Speaking of health and wellness, we had somebody on, I think it was our last card. They were putting on a health and wellness women's fair and they wanted a way to advertise their event. And a lot of people that are hosting events, they typically don't have a big marketing budget if it's like a local thing. So they paid to advertise their event on our postcard. So they had it going out to a couple mailings and it was very affordable for them. So good point.
All right. I think, okay, Maurice is asking the cost of mailing and the cost of printing. And actually, Rachel went over that kind of all together. It was one number that was printing and mailing together, right, Rachel?
Yep, yes, correct. So currently these prices could change, of course, if postage goes up or printing goes up. But through our printer that we use, it's $1,262 to get these printed for 2,500 homes.
All right. Anyone else have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question.
I
Yes.
one.
Yep, absolutely.
So, does your printer uh print nationwide? Like, I'm in Texas, I can use that printer as well.
Yes, correct. He's actually in New York and we're in Montana. So
Oh,
he can do it anywhere.
Yep,
Mhm.
so you give that information to us.
Yes,
absolutely.
yep, it's inside of the community. But if
Uh,
you guys are interested in not going through us and you want his information, we'd be happy to share. He's amazing.
I'm in the community.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Awesome. We're excited to have you. And Renee, I saw what you said. I'm really excited to have you as well.
All right. Somebody asked, Maurice asked where you go sign up. I just dropped the link again. And I got the correct one this time, Dalton.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had to make a last minute amendment, Debbie. Sorry about that.
No
So
worries. No
is it
worries.
really true you can turn a profit?
Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
So,
Hell yeah, nigga, we finna be rich in this bitch, nigga. Let's go.
yeah, so we are bringing in $2,400 and it cost us just over $1,200 to get these printed.
Yep.
So we are pocketing every time that we do this.
Yeah, and we do these in 2 towns,
Mhm,
and we do 2 in each town. So we're roughly, and this is just to get exposure for us. So
mhm. Yeah, so we're running 4 cards a month right now. So we make about $4,000 a month off of just these postcards. And we get free advertising.
Yep.
Oh wow, so we can do like multiple cities.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
absolutely.
multiple neighborhoods. Yeah.
Yeah, like the guy we were talking about in Orlando. Orlando is so big that he runs about 6 community cards every month in different parts of Orlando because it's so big. Montana, we got to go like 4 hours away to be able to do that. Montana's not big enough. But so yeah, we do it right here in our local community where we live and then 4 hours away.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so Allie asked, she sees 2 different options. The $29 is the monthly. So you can do that and just pay for 1 month at a time. Or you can do the option for the $290. And Maurice, it's on the link that I put in there. So yes. And Josephine, yes. You can do Los Angeles and Orange County, certainly. You're probably going to be like the Orlando guy that they were talking about because LA is so big. You know, you're going to have the 2,500 cards in a bunch of different neighborhoods in LA and or Orange County. And you know, 4 or 5, however many cards. The $29 a month gets you access to the community that they build, all the templates, all the scripts, how to get the businesses to sign up, the templates so you don't have to lay out the cards yourselves, the mailing guide, who to use, like everything. Like it's really kind of a point and click. And they're Rachel and Dalton, if you do the annual plan, are going to do a one-on-one consultation with you to help you kind of brainstorm what businesses to include, because you know what, you want to include the types of businesses that work with you, that have the same customers, that but don't interfere with your business. They don't compete with you. You want complementary businesses to your business. So
Absolutely.
Steve Garza, did you have a question?
Yeah, I couldn't remember the visual exactly, but are you guys gathering data from these cards when they go out, like maybe using QR codes by chance or no?
So to kind of explain, like we treat this as an indirect marketing. So if you're looking to track that, I mean, you can definitely promote it however you want. But I would treat this like a billboard where you're not guaranteeing results because you could eventually run into the point where, hey, you sent it out and I didn't see anything from it. And it's like, now you got to have the tough conversation. So if you really treat this and explain to them, like, you're just getting eyeballs, you're just getting exposure, you're really setting the expectation when you're actually talking to a business owner.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Jimmy.
Well, I was just gonna make a statement. I would probably prefer the 290 a year because you get those 2 months and the one-on-one. I feel like it's probably a better deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy,
Cause
did you
nigga,
get
we
them?
finna get rich, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we finna get rich in this bitch, nigga. Let's go, nigga.
All right.
We'd love to have you on board, Jimmy.
Appreciate you. Let's do this.
All right.
Oh.
Well, that was fun. Like Jimmy, you brought some life and fun to the conversation today. I love that.
Yes.
Who else have any questions?
Steve
I
wants
want
to
to get
know.
rich, Steve. All right. We're
We
all
do
about
too.
getting rich here, right?
Yes.
Right.
Josephine
Not sure
wants to
what
be
Stephen you
rich.
was talking to.
Okay. Yes. I love it. Do you guys have any other questions? We want to make sure you leave here today, whether you choose to come join our community or not. We want you to feel confident enough to go do this. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing here. The community that we offer and the call that we offer, that's just if you guys feel like you want some extra support and help. But regardless, we want you to leave here today and do this. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us. We'd love to answer them.
What about like churches and things like that? Would they
Yes.
go on a card?
Yeah, we were actually in conversations with a church on one of our mailings, but they decided not to move forward because they were kind of switching up some of the events that they were doing. But we have seen people have churches
Yeah.
and nonprofits,
Yeah,
things like
if
that.
you want to be really good to your community, offer, a spot to a nonprofit every mailing and build a relationship that way,
Mhm.
This doesn't have to just be a profit thing. It could help other people who need the same service.
Yeah, and
Hey
that brings up
I
a
guys,
love
point,
that.
Dalton. When
it's
we
Maurice.
were starting our first card, of course we were new to town. We didn't have connections. So we actually made a connection with somebody at a chamber event. We really liked him. We vibed with him really good. So we actually gave him a spot for free on the first postcard. Then we got to say, hey, we have Montana Pest Solutions on this postcard with us. So it just boosted our credibility a little bit as soon as you get that first business on board, because sometimes people will ask, like, who else is doing this? So we automatically had somebody to go, oh, we've got this person, and it boosted our credibility. So that's a great way for you guys to get started. Find somebody that you know, that you like, make a post on Facebook, say who wants a free ad, and then you instantly have social proof to go to the next people.
One
Excellent.
more quick question. Sorry. And then it's the 150 to 250 per square, correct?
Correct.
So if they bought 4 squares, it would be that times the
Yes, sir.
however many squares times that. Okay.
Yes, and we
Thank you.
actually discount if they purchase more than one to
Right.
incentivize them so that it's not just like they're buying full 4 squares. That way people, maybe want to buy a double or a quadruple like you've seen with the dentist. So that's always a good strategy too.
Thank you.
Rachel or Dalton, one of you, will you write down Maurice's phone number? He put it in the
Yes.
chat and he says he's trying to pay, but it's not accepting his card. So he needs a little bit of help.
Yep.
And yes, the video will be on our YouTube channel. And let me grab that link for you here. So let's see here. Copy. YouTube channel. There we go. It is in the chat. And Rachel Dalton, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of this. I love the fact that they really laid out the plan for you. You don't have to do anything with their community if you choose not to. You can just go do it all yourself if that's the type of person you are. Grab by the horns and do it. Or if you want the easy path, join the group and figure out how to do all of this stuff. Work with some of the other people in the group, learn from all of their mistakes so that you can not make those mistakes, get to the path to riches faster. So
Right.
thank you guys for being here, and we will see you all next time.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Thank you.